You might be wondering what we're doing in front of Mabel. Well, got to replace her main fuel line. Yep, hard line that goes down the center of the tunnel. This should be fun. Get off my lawn. So first thing we're going to be doing is I've already got a piece of 1/4 inch interior diameter fuel line. Got 8 feet, which is a little bit more than a beetle will take. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill one hole. This is a single panel. Back here, we're going to drill a double panel up front. So taking a 1/2 inch. I'm going to drop it right down next to that. Oops. It'd help if you actually had a sharp drill bit. Grab that. What might have to do, pilot and then bring it up to 1/2 inch. Should be fine. So I'm going to do a test fit with a plug. Now I've got a little bit thicker one on this. So always do your test fit. And that's about perfect. I don't know if you guys can see that. I can. The light in here. We're going to go ahead and leave that installed. Let's move the camera and we'll go ahead and get over to the other side. Now on this one, we are going to drill just above and to the left of where the brake line goes in. Hopefully I won't block out your shot here. Once again, we're going over that 1/2 inch. Hopefully I've got enough battery power. If not, I'll go get a battery. I've actually been putting off doing this. It's not that I don't want to get it done. It's just we haven't had the inclination. You know, and that's actually okay. Sometimes it's okay to walk away from stuff. So just remember, this is a double wall panel. So you're going to have to go through both panels. You've got to do it below where the body is. Just above and to the right. Of the brake line. And we're out of battery. So I gotta get another one. I'll be right back. Zach, you can cut this out or you can play music. Zach's my editor, by the way. And remember, we do have a double wall here. And that's that. Now, we've got to go get the rubber grommets. We got one to install here and then one to install on the other side. So we'll go ahead and do that camera switch up thing. So we'll do this one first and then we'll do the other one and then we'll come back here. Okay, let's see. I don't even know if you can see it, but there's a small hole there. What we're going to do, go ahead and put this little rubber grommet in here. It's just a rubber collar. Hole. Slider it, and that's it. We'll go back and do the other side. Okay, now for this one, pretty straightforward. Like that. We have like a, look at the profile, it's almost like an H. So that's now installed. So next step is do a few run. So one of the things that's a good thing to do is use a little bit of ivory soap when doing this. It tends to make the rubber slide and it will end up drying off eventually. I just put a dollop on that. I've also found that really good to do windows as well. So, and at some point we're going to have to stop and bend this thing up a little bit. Okay, that's that first line. You just do this slowly and carefully. So I'm going to go look at the other side. See if I'm hitting anything. Start pulling that through. So we are hitting a little bit, so I need to back this out a little bit. There we go. That way I can move it. So after I get this in, I'll move the camera to show you what I'm doing. Sometimes I'd like to have two cameras, but they don't. Okay. I've also found this is a little easier to do with two people, but it can be done by yourself. Okay, that's our next obstruction point. Everything I'm doing back here is bending this up. I actually want to bring it in a little bit further than I normally would so I can get it through that backside. So that should be enough. So let me bring the camera around and show you what I did there. So you can now see the fuel line routed up and further than what we need. Now we got to feed the back. So I do know that I need to get 18 inches behind that wall back there. That's what we're going to end up doing. Let me reset the camera and we'll go. Okay, I made a mark that's 18 inches on the tube. Once again, using a little bit of that. It just helps it go through the rubber a little bit better. It doesn't take much. Okay, I gotta see what I'm hitting on. Okay, pretty close. That's going to require me going underneath to take a look. So hold on. Borrow the white for a minute. We're just going to keep filming Zach. This is why it's usually easier to do it with two people. What we're doing is we're hitting the torsion tube. So, same trick we did before. Yeah, it should be enough to clear it. You shall see. Okay. Yep. So what we're going to do is we're going to go until we hit that 18-inch mark. So that's our 18-inch mark right there. Now we start moving stuff around. So generally I like to lock down the rear before I go onto the front. Run this the other way. Take care of that later. There we go. Get it up and out of the way. So now we're going to start doing some bending. We're just basically trying to get it in place. We'll be clamping later. I'm trying not to kink the hose at all. Just bend it off a little bit. I think we got it good. So, we're going to lock this down. A little bit more of a curve on that. There we go. Okay, I'm going to be using these small plastic clips here. So we'll reset the camera while we clip this in place. Like I said, you can use either style. These little plastic ones work really well. They're 1/4 inch, 5/16. These rubber sheath ones work really well also. They're also 5/16. You know, we have a 1/4 inch interior diameter. It's going to be a 5/16 exterior. So I like to attach it to the tunnel, not to the floor. Reason for that is if you have penetration through the floor, you have a chance of road debris, water, and stuff getting up into the cabin. So we don't want that. So put this on. I've got about 8 of these, so should be okay. And I got 3 more to screw in, so we'll get back when we start hooking everything else up and readjust the camera again. Do this last part. You got here now underneath Miss Belly or Miss Mabel. Lift the car up, get some jack stands so I can get underneath there. Make sure that you block your front wheels when you do this. Car will move on you. Safety third. We just need enough room to get this in here. So these are 3-ton jack stands. And on a Beetle, I usually like to put them on the frame horns or on the torsion arms. That's what we're doing right now. Typically, I'll put a rag up underneath the jack stands so we don't scratch the paint. Double check your jack stands, make sure they're in the right location. Set her down slowly. Never climb underneath your car if you're working right on jack stands. So this last part is to take the old fuel line off. These are fairly new fuel lines, so we're just going to run with them. And transfer it over to the long line that we just installed. Easy peasy. So while you're underneath here, look and see what's going on. Well, I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Let's see if I can get a better shot here. Let's see if that works. Right here, got a clamp. It's just about belly clamp. It's just a bitch to get to. There it goes. Hopefully you guys are still in the shot there. A little bit more light. So we're underneath here. We're looking at the fuel filter. It looks good. On these cars, they usually do 2 fuel filters, one before the tank and then one after the tank, just in case. If I can get my the screw in there. Oh, good Lord. Working blind's always fun too. There we go. Open that up. Get that off of that line. Gotta loosen up a little bit more. Come on. There we go. Now, sometimes these lines will seal themselves, so we'll just do this to it, work it off. Yep, sometimes it's just easier to cut these. Don't have to worry because we have a bunch of extra line. So we're going to go ahead and get a knife, cut this. There we go. That is now, oops. So the clamp's still here. This is our other fuel line. So only thing we're going to do is bend it around a little bit. Make sure it is not interfering in anything. You've got to flare this rubber a little bit. So, let's see if you guys can see it this way. I hope I turned on my microphone. Yeah, sorry for the wobbly camera work. I'm working with myself right now. Oh, good Lord. Okay. Oh, I do have my light on. That's always good. Okay. Like I was saying, I need to flare that. Those are some of the tools. Oh, good Lord. Oy. I swear we spend more time coming up off the bottom underneath the car to grab a tool that I thought I already had. But that's what puttering is. So now that we've started that, I'm going to widen that out a little bit. Turn it 180 degrees. The reason you have to do that, these are 1/4 inch lines, and the steel of the aluminum is also 1/4 inch, but the aluminum is 1/4 inch interior diameter. And the pipe is 1/4 inch exterior. So let's get that clamp back on there. My screwdriver. Setting up these clamps, usually like to leave 1/8 to 1/16 of an inch the pipe, I'm sorry, the hose past the clamp. A little more if you can get it, but I usually like to keep it close to the edge. It seems to do a better seal. These only have to be about 15 foot-pounds torque, which is basically getting your pinky muscle to come up right here in your wrist. Okay, now we're going to lift the car back down, or pull the jacks, lift the car back down, and then we'll have to set the front tank. Okay, this is the last step. Get this beautifully restored tank. Careful not to scratch anything. Now you'll notice this one actually has a ball at the end of this, and that's for a reservoir. There are no gas gauges in this fuel cell. This is a reproduction tank from 1958 to 1959, meaning that the original tank was rusted out. It was too far gone to save. We got that. We will have to hook that up but we'll do that off camera from underneath. I'm missing 2 hold downs. So I'm going to have to go looking for them, but I can get 2 of them in there. Just for good measure, put this one in the back here. It will hold it in 2 places, but I will get find the other 2. The reason I'm going to show that how to hook up the reserve lever off camera, or not going to show it, is this car has a double coilover wishbone suspension in front made by Red 9 Design. That UK company got sold about probably 5 or 6 years ago to a Danish company, and they're still in production. So I have probably installed at least 10 of these things in the last 20 years. They're great suspensions. Rides just like a modern car. I've got another one that I'm redesigning for my car. This puddles, but that is a long-term project. Okay, she's locked in. Done.